This video is all about rules of engagement. So rules of engagement is something that I've learned from the military world, the way I'm like a movie freak plus the military movie freak, where we learn a lot of things when it comes to see I am an introvert, I am an entrepreneur, and something that I have never been to games, sports, job world, business world. I've been a part of entrepreneurship for last 3.5 years, but I never did anything before. And not being the first, not being a disciplined student. So what typically happens with me, people like me, I don't know about you, but then for me, it's always about how can I learn something from someone who's already disciplined, who's already way more ethical and way more who has got great work ethic when it comes to work-life balance and all. So one of the things that I've learned always from the military folks and the movies from military is like it's all about discipline, and that's where there is one of the terminologies out of 1,000 terminologies they use. It's all about rules of engagement. So whenever we go for a mission, whenever we go for any sort of mission, typically a mission, we need to be having certain set of rules of engagement. It defines in itself. There are rules of an engagement. So when we are watching a course, I cannot come and hold your hand and take you forward. Like I cannot do that. I'm sitting on a virtual call. I'm recording this for you. It's pre-recorded courses, and I cannot do hand hold and take you forward. Though we have got weekly calls, but then again, I cannot hand hold you. And the way I have found out in the whole process is the way I can hold your hand and take you forward is just by one thing: rules of engagement. So I've kind of set like 12 to 14 rules of engagement in this one video. We are going to discuss all the rules of engagement so that when this is going to be serious. So when you're playing the game, there are rules and there are rewards and penalties to it. So the whole point of a rule is you go drive a vehicle, red signal. The rule of the signal is not to break the signal. You break the signal, you get a fine. So we don't have fine most of the times, but then there is a fine over there. So the whole point of rules of engagement is you shouldn't break the rule. The moment you break the rule, I won't be able to promise your results. The only way I can promise the results is just follow the roadmap, follow the war map. The next video that you watch is going to be the war map, and follow the rules so that it goes. You keep on moving it forward. Cool. Without further ado, let us go and start the rules of engagement over here. Alt N, Control N. Cool. Core business game plan, and we move on to the next phase over here. Phase number 1, introduction. I've got like a couple of goals of core hacker system, another core hacker system, goals of core business game plan, where to succeed in business. I want you to succeed in business entrepreneurship. That's the whole point of building everything from scratch, because I've asked a lot of people a lot of help, and one of the places is either they loot me or they don't teach me the right way. They send me to different directions, and I did not get the help that I wanted to be. So when I have created something, I really want to give all my best so that I can take you from where you are to where you want to be, where you need to be when it comes to business, to stay you motivated, to beat perfection. Beating perfection is like one of the coolest things. Simple framework to keep us safe from the mind and easy on decision making. So that's like the complete lens to see through form. So these are a couple of rules of engagement that I've set for you. Next we move on to the rules of engagement, which I'm going to spend some time over here, is where first and foremost you have to be taking notes. If you're not taking notes, around the session, ask me a refund, I'm going to give you the refund. You have to be taking notes, and the way we take notes in the Academy Fund Centers is going to be physical notes. No digital notes, no screenshots. And I've got like a cool thing for you for screenshots. You cannot be taking any screenshot. If you have to take a screenshot, you just have to take my signature. Now, you have to be taking free, you have to be taking physical notes. No screenshots, no digital notes, no mind maps, nothing. Now, if you're comfortable with that, if you feel you're going to, just one of the reasons I want you to write notes is because how many screenshots have we taken? How many screenshots have we taken, and we never went back to the screenshots, right? So that's the only reason that I don't want you to take screenshots. Rather, also the digital notes, I want you to take the physical notes. It goes subconsciously. Second point is learn something fresh, or learn anything fresh, because there will be a lot of concepts that you may have found across before, but then listen the concepts, the perspectives that I have brought to the table, which is exclusively just talking to introverts. Point number 3 is going to be finish what you started. This is something that I've learned from Blade Singer, one of the mentors I've got. He said this was his one of the rules of engagement, where whenever we are doing something, most of the times we watch a movie, we leave the movie in the between. We start anything, we start a game, we leave in the between, in the middle of it. And we do so many, we start reading the books, I've done so many times, where we start reading something, we stop it in between. And the whole concept of you starting in the first place was to finish it. That was the intention. But then in the midway, either it took so much of time, or you got irritated, you got bored, laziness, procrastination, diversion, distractions. Because of that, you were not able to finish it. So when we start off this whole journey, finishing what you started is going to be played the core rule. No matter what you start in the academy, in the videos, podcast, how you're listening it, is making sure that you finish what you started. Once you are kind of saying that to yourself, finishing what you started, you finish what you started. And when you finish what you started, you get results. You get benefited out of it. You get beneficial knowledge, helpful, whatever that is. Cool. Then drop your comments. And I don't resonate with the word comment. I don't want any of your comments, but then drop your sharings. I want you to share your learnings following the golden square. What do I mean by that is, whenever I ask you to comment or something, it is more on the lines of I want you to share what you've learned. So every video we are going to watch, every video that I'm going to record it for you, and every video that you're going to consume it from this moment onwards, be in the course, be it in the be as a YouTube video or a blog or a podcast, however that is, how you're listening it. I want you to share the learnings that you have learned, minimum 3 to 5 lines. You know why? Because that's the next point that we're going to discuss. By following the golden square. Now, square number 1 is you learn something, then you discuss something on. When you're learning something and when you're discussing, think about it. You have had the greatest food in a greatest restaurant, and you want that to be experienced with your friend as well. So you go ahead you want to try that food over that specific, and you keep on saying that person. You keep on discussing that idea with that person is because of why? Because of you want that person also go and enjoy that. So you learn first, you discuss, and then you start doing it. Then you share to the world. That's the whole part of the coaching world, the teaching world, the guiding world. In short, the entrepreneurship world. Nobody gets to say that go ahead and learn from, go ahead and figure it yourself, learn from someone else, learn it your way. You learn something new. You make sure that you discuss with someone or the other from the community so that even they are learning something, and then you do it, implementing part of it comes in the picture, and you start sharing it. That's the squad. Cool. Then if you want to share all your learnings below in the comment section and the network that we've got, the paid network that we've got, or in the Telegram group or the Facebook group, you can share everywhere. Cool. Then we have smile and enjoy the learning process, because you smile when you are happy, and I want you to be happy when you're doing something. Cool. Smile and enjoy the learning part of it. Take your own pace. Don't beat yourself if you're not able to do something. So see, entrepreneurship is all about doing 1,000 things at one time. So think about it. When you're doing a lot of things at one time, that is you're actually speeder than other people out there in the world. You're doing way too fast when you're doing things. Cool. So whenever you're taking even enough pace, you think about it, you're actually way faster than the whole world outside. Entrepreneurship plays the game like that. You're learning 1,000 things at once and you keep moving forward. Other part of the world, I don't know. But then when you're moving things forward, don't beat yourself up. This is something that consistently I do to myself. I know how much damage I do, and I've also seen people do to themselves as well. This is going to be the core fundamental rule of engagement. Pat yourself, acknowledge yourself for every effort that you made after even completing each learning video. You don't even have to take an action to pat yourself. Just because you watched the video shows that you were interested to complete the video, you interested to learn, and you have learned something. Pat yourself for that. Cool. You want to watch it again if necessary. That's like this. If watch it again if necessary. Don't just come back and keep on watching it, do nothing about it. Watch it, keep on doing it, keep on moving forward. Cool. Do not get into the learning loop. Learning loop will be one of the most difficult things that we always do. Is we learn a lot of things and we get into the loop of I want to learn more, I want to learn more, I want to learn more. This will happen. Think about it. How can I implement what I've learned immediately? So that's like implementing and doing it together. Action is the most important part of it. Knowledge is power. Implemented knowledge is even greater power. Cool. How can you implement whatever you learn? So learn plus implement is always going to be moving forward. Then we have the two circles over here. Cool. These two circles are going to be funny ones. There is unnecessary learning loop. There is necessary learning process. ULP. There is NLP. Unnecessary learning loop is what I have been through and most of the people go through. That was the mistakes that we make so that you don't get to make the mistakes. So you learn them, and you keep on learning them, and the loop kind of continues. The next over here is necessary learning process, all about NLP. Learn them, implement them. Next, the moment you learn something, how can you implement it? I have learned rules of engagement. How can I start implementing rules of engagement from day one? Like not even tomorrow. Like how can you do that now? And when you do that, keep on moving forward. Cool. That is about it. The last and final rules of engagement for this particular course is going to be there will be no presentation. So you are going to, this was the presentation that you saw. You are going to, the context, the introductory things are just going to be the front end of the whole course. If you're watching the YouTube video, you're going to understand 2% of what is said. Now, since you're watching this as the community, the course that you watched, the whole course from this moment onwards is not going to be presentation. The only reason that I did not kept it is zero presentation. You just have to see my face, learn from me, put an earphone and don't even see my face and start taking notes, because we are going to cover some very insanely powerful concepts when it comes to introvert entrepreneurship. Then how can I help you move forward and move forward and move forward and keep on moving forward. Cool. And the best way that I found out is no mind maps, no Canva, no presentation, no visual learning, no animations. I've spent n number of hours editing stuff back in the day. The previous version, if you have seen 2020 version of the core business game plan, n number of animations, videos, music, blah blah blah, cool stuff. But then this is going to be nothing of that stuff. Pure value, no entertainment, pure education when it comes to entrepreneurship. So bear with me. No, this is the reason you cannot take screenshots. You know why? Because you just have to take screenshots of this video all the time. Anyway, so thank you so much for making this video and the topic of part of your day. All the very best of you in getting on this journey. Thank you so much for making this video a part of your day. I am going to see you in another exciting video. Thank you so much for peace and listening.